Hi guys, welcome to another episode. So today we're going to have a quick look at how to not break your bushcraft knife. So we have a Mora companion here, arguably I guess probably the best value bushcraft knife in the world because they're really inexpensive, but they're made of a good quality tool steel and they're an outstanding little knife. However, this one looks like this, which is a rather sad state of affairs. Now in over a decade of doing this full-time, 5 days a week, working with schools, working with adults and families on the weekends, I've only ever seen 2 of these break, but it was exactly the same thing both times that broke them. So I thought I'd quickly show you how to avoid this pitfall. So you can see my little tree stump down there. So one of the things that your bushcraft knife is likely to get used for a lot is preparation of firewood. So that is a good hard piece of hornbeam there. However, if we get the Mora on top, whack it in there, and hornbeam, as the name suggests, beam is an old English word for tree, and horn, as in hard as a horn, that is a good solid hardwood. However, I have seen Moras break twice on far smaller bits of wood, and the reason for that is because people ignore the importance of grain. So again, with this, if we wanted to, in fact even with that little knife probably, we could split this down, but going that way on the grain. If we put a bushcraft knife across the piece of wood and then pound on the tip of the blade whilst pushing down on the handle here, we are effectively creating a fulcrum on the piece of wood, and we haven't got any grain to get in between. The grain's running lengthways and we're coming into it at 90 degrees, so it's not going to go in easily like it did splitting that big bit of hornbeam on the end. If we were to tap here, we can put in a little stop cut, which is useful for lots of things. But if you get carried away and forget what you're doing, and rather than hitting there, you whack on the end of the knife, it's reasonably likely if you hit very hard, your knife blade will end up looking like that. So remember, whenever you're battening into a piece of wood, you should always be striking the blade directly above the point where it's going to go into the wood. You should never be applying force to the handle and the tip over a fulcrum in the middle, because it's highly likely that if you hit hard enough, you're going to snap the blade. So that is how not to break your Mora knife.